I'm Wilhelmina Bunn. I'm the curator of RCA Secret. This is an exhibition at the Royal College of Art in aid of fine art bursary funds. What we do is we invite artists to make work on postcards, and then all of the work is sold for £45. Each work is exactly the same price. Some work is by more well-known artists than others, but they're all by professional artists, and it's a really beautiful, eclectic exhibition to look at.
Can you tell me how long it's been going for?
This is our 18th year of RCA Secret, so it's our 18th birthday.
How long does it take to put a show like this together?
It takes about 6 months. It's as we get further towards the deadline, then that becomes much more pressurised. So the last 3 months we've been working pretty solidly on it. There's 2,900 pieces of work, so all of those works need to be catalogued, photographed, and put together in this exhibition. So it's quite a big show to put on.
How much effort do you have to put into persuade well-known artists to do something like this?
Yeah, we did quite a lot of work on that, but surprisingly, not surprisingly, a lot of artists are very, very keen to support us. It is to support fine artists who perhaps couldn't study at the college if we didn't have these bursaries. And so a lot of artists are very keen to support that. Many of them are associated with the Royal College of Art, but some aren't. They just believe in the cause.
And so, have you received excuses from well-known artists who would rather not participate?
Actually, when we do receive excuses, it's usually because somebody can't manage it that time because they've got the pressure of something else on. And quite often artists may say, "Oh, I don't do it this year," and then they turn up next year, which is one of the beauties of having an annual show. It means that we can take advantage of our connection with them in future years or in past years.
So how much do you hope to raise from this show?
Well, last year we raised £90,000, which goes directly to the bursary fund, and this year we have 100 more cards, so we're hoping to add a little bit to that this year.
How would you tell punters to behave when they come in? Because it can get rowdy. You can get long queues as well.
There are long queues, although they're generally quite spirited and happy queues. There are a dedicated band of collectors who really follow the work. They often come to the exhibition, which is a really good way of studying the work. And the exhibition's on for 9 days, so you can come to this exhibition for free, and you can then have an opportunity to study the work. All of the work is also on our website from the day we open, which is Friday the 18th. And so the best way really is to look, but often because there's so many pieces, perhaps you should be looking for something in particular. Maybe artists that you've seen in previous exhibitions might be worth studying and seeing if you can find what their work is at this exhibition.
So how many celebrity artists do you have in the show this year?
Well, there's quite a high proportion of artists who are very well known. So we've got some really big names like Tracey Emin and Grayson Perry and Mike Lee, the filmmaker. So there's quite a lot of different people. Then there's people from the fashion world who are also connected with the RCA, like Paul Smith and Manolo Blahnik. And then we have a lot of older artists who are very well established and perhaps aren't internationally known, but their names would certainly be known in the artistic community. So it's quite a high proportion of very, very good quality artists.
It's a mix and match.
It's kind of mix and match, but because everybody's invited, it's not just anybody. So most of the people have either studied at the Royal College of Art or have a connection with us. And that makes it a very kind of special variety of artists who have a quality to their work and are serious about expanding the field of art.
So what would you advise punters to be looking out for in terms of, bagging that gem?
Bagging the gem. Well, it's quite interesting because a lot of artists do make work very similar to how you would expect.
in real life.
In real life. So this is real life, in fact. So people are representing themselves in their art, and generally they'll make work that they could stand by. However, there are some artists like Richard Wilson, who's known for enormous sculptural installations. How would that translate to a postcard is quite difficult. So maybe you're thinking about the mindset rather than the actual physical object, and that's how you're going to try and discover it. So there's lots of themes that artists work on, and you may be able to spot their themes even if the way it looks is slightly different from what you'd expect.
So how would you then organise the sales itself on the actual day? How do you know which spot you want?
Yes. Well, everybody has to register to be a collector, which you can do online at our website.
How long does that last for?
And so you can register right up until the sale itself. And the reason you have to register is because you can only buy 4 cards, because we don't want one person just to buy 100 cards. And so you come to the sale, first come, first served. You ask for your postcards by number, which all of the works will be numbered. And then if it's available, then you buy it on the spot. Take it away, put it up in your house.
And then what happens to the artwork once it's been sold? Is that
quite a lot of it we hear about because collectors get very, very excited, and they love to maybe they put it on their Facebook page, or that we hear from emails or from other friends in the community that they've bought particular works and they take them home and they enjoy them, and they rarely sell them because they realise that they can't get work like that for that price ever again. So most of the time they keep it, and their collection gets bigger and bigger, and they become devoted to the RCA Secret and come back year after year and make a beautiful collection.
So what are your plans for next year, which is the Olympic year? And you know that there will be like an Olympic camp opposite here.
Absolutely, yes.
Do you still run it next year?
I think it's absolutely essential to run it. In a way, it is a bit like a marathon. It's in a slightly different format, and I'm sure that a lot of artists, they tend to reflect things that are going on. Like at the moment, we have a lot of work that's around the protests in the city, and I'm sure that the influence of the Olympics will perhaps have an effect on the work here, but we'll still be running RCA Secret, very similar to this, only always a bit different.
Lastly, who dreamt this up?
Apparently it was a student in the fine art painting department who kind of had a casual-ish idea, and but had hit on something really amazing. The idea of the secret is something that's so inspiring to so many people, and very interesting for artists making work and for collectors buying work. So that's how it started.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.